Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Throughout this entire semester, we've been talking to you about Anne Smedinghoff, a bright young alumna of this university and of this symposium, who was unfortunately killed last year in a suicide bombing attack in southern Afghanistan. An executive director of our 2008 symposium, Anne was committed throughout her education and her work to improving the lives of the underserved. And throughout her career, she traveled across the world, from Latin America to the Middle East, to engage in interactive projects that she felt would accomplish those goals. Projects like starting a soccer league for women in Afghanistan, like enhancing music programs, among other things. In fact, when at the time of her death, she was on her way to deliver books to underserved school children in the southern Afghanistan province. Anne demonstrated throughout her schooling and her work the kinds of values and passion that we as FAS staff members only hope to one day embody. And that's why this year we decided to dedicate the 17th symposium to her memory. So for each of the past 3 events, we've been talking to you about Anne and her impact. And we've been asking you to consider supporting students who wish to follow in her footsteps by contributing to the Anne Smedinghoff Memorial Fund, a scholarship fund created here at Johns Hopkins. We're so appreciative of all the help that we've received up until now, but we also recognized rather quickly that our work was far from over. We, tonight, are one step closer to appropriately embodying and acknowledging Anne and her contributions and strengthening the values that she lived for. It is my distinct privilege and honor tonight, with you all here, to announce for the first time the creation of the Anne Smedinghoff Memorial Series. An annual event to take place each April as part of our symposium. This event is going to serve 3 different functions. First, the Anne Smedinghoff Memorial event is going to remember and recognize Anne and her contributions, and in her spirit, talk more about innovative solutions to international diplomacy. Second, we're going to continue to raise money for the Anne Smedinghoff Memorial Fund so that other students who hope to make the kind of impact that Anne made every day can continue to do so during their time at Johns Hopkins. And finally, and perhaps most notably, each year we will recognize one leader and celebrate their contribution, groundbreaking work in international diplomacy or development, the 2 causes to which Anne was so fervently devoted. The recipient of the Anne Smedinghoff Award each year, as it was done this year, will be decided by the FAS staff in consultation with Anne's friends and family. And it is my pleasure tonight to announce to you that the first recipient of the Anne Smedinghoff Award will be Ms. Shabana Basij-Rasikh, the founder of the School of Leadership in Afghanistan and a global advocate for women's education. To give you guys some information about Shabana, she grew up during a time when the Taliban was ruling over Afghanistan, which meant that women were not allowed to attend school. So she reverted to attending school in secret. She dressed up every day like a boy and carried her books in shopping bags to escort her sister to an ever-shifting room in a teacher's home. Once the Taliban rule fell and she was allowed to legally go to school, she decided that she would no longer let other women in Afghanistan experienced the same hardship that she did in accessing education. And so while simultaneously attending Middlebury College in Vermont, Shabana founded an organization dedicated to raising money to build high schools right outside her village in Afghanistan. And they built numerous high schools during her time at college. Now, as a college graduate, she co-founded the School of Leadership Afghanistan, which is a boarding school just for girls in Afghanistan to engage in educational and leadership training specifically designed to give young women a voice. We are so excited to host her here and have her fly in from Afghanistan on April 11th at 8 p.m. here in Shriver Hall, the Friday night of homecoming weekend, on the 5th reunion weekend of Anne Smedinghoff's class, to celebrate her work and recognize the contribution that she's been making in Anne's spirit. We hope, first, that you'll all consider joining us for that event on April 11th, and that you continue the conversation to that effect. We, second, hope that you consider contributing to the Anne Smedinghoff Memorial Fund to help passionate students try and engage in making the world a better place. And finally, and most importantly, we hope that you please remember Anne and Shabana and the contributions that they're making. Continue in your everyday lives at tonight's event and in the future to reflect and to discuss, to challenge and to debate. And remember the impact that really passionate and powerful individuals can make on our world.